We've gotten so many reveals that make it seem like 2026 might be one of the best years for LEGO. From the leaked Lord of the Rings set coming out to all these Pokemon sets that just got revealed, we may very well be begging LEGO to quit trying to take money from our wallets. I mean, come on, just look at this. They're releasing Sauron in another set. Sauron would no longer be sitting at that $80 price point that he was sitting at before. But it's time to get on to the topic at hand. We are going to be talking about the 5 best sets of January to get excited for all these new sets that are coming out soon. Just a quick disclaimer, these are the sets that I would consider the top 5 of January so far, so other YouTubers are probably going to have different opinions from me. And of course, this is all just personal opinion anyway, but if you end up disagreeing with what I put in my top 5, you should let me know down in the comments what you consider the best sets so far of January. So at number 5, I'm gonna have the Dragon of Life. I really like the brick build dragons that Ninjago puts out, and this one is no exception. I feel like a lot of the dragons that LEGO puts out are kind of based off the same, like, similar design, but this one's a little different in the aspect that it's more of a nature dragon, which is really cool to me. It also includes this cool side build that actually brings back the Sword of Fire, which we haven't seen LEGO make in quite a while. Moving back to the dragon, there's actually just a lot to cover here, so I'm gonna try to make it brief. Starting off, I'm going to say that I absolutely just love this design. Of course, I already mentioned that, but I just can't get over the fact that this feels like it's a proper nature dragon, which we just have not seen yet, which is really cool that they've finally done something like this. It looks like there's a bunch of plants and stuff growing off the dragon, which is a great inclusion, but more importantly, there's this new leaf piece that's being used for the tail of the dragon. The same leaf piece is featured in the side build too, so that's actually pretty cool that we get some more pieces for that. Some of the pieces are just the solid green color, but more importantly, we got the translucent ones protecting the Sword of Fire, which looks really awesome. There is a single golden piece featured on the chest of the dragon, which is also a pretty nice touch. I also really like the wings on the dragon. They're really well detailed and they bring the build together to make it really feel like a true nature dragon. The final part of this set is this little earth monster mech, which by itself doesn't really look that good, but when you look a little closer, you can see that they made some new head molds for this monster. These head molds are really cool because it looks like they're designed to specifically be held in the hands and be attachable to the head, so it's a little versatile compared to some of the other head molds that we usually get. Moving on to the minifigures, LEGO knocks it out of the park again with the Ninjago line. We have 2 of the ninja featured in their dragon form, as well as these 2 cool looking monsters, one of them being this acid snake and of course that earth monster we mentioned earlier. There are 3 other minifigures included, but I'm gonna be real with you, I don't really care for them that much, especially when you compare them to the other 4 minifigures we already covered. On to number 4, we're gonna have the Japanese cherry blossom landscape. This is one of those LEGO sets where if you use it for its intended purpose, it's actually going to be a conversation starter. Hanging it on your wall is probably going to have people asking where you got it from and how much it cost you. It's a very vibrant, gorgeous looking piece of art. I especially like the little waterfall that seems to go over the frame, and the reflection of the mountain on the lake is just a nice touch to have. I wish I had more I could say about this set, but it's overall just a good set that absolutely looks gorgeous. On to number 3, we have the Ninja Character Display 15th Anniversary. Yeah, I'll be honest, the set itself really isn't that great of a build, but this is absolutely nostalgia bait for people like me. I grew up watching Ninjago, so getting the original character designs back is absolutely tugging at my nostalgia strings. The set includes this cool base plate that's meant to display the minifigures, as well as this cool 15th Anniversary Elemental Master of Lightning. Overall, if it wasn't for the nostalgia bait, I probably wouldn't have even put it on the list, but it is nostalgia bait, and it did get to me, the Ninjago fan that it was targeted towards. So for that reason, it's going to be at the number 3 spot on the list. If you've gained any enjoyment out of this video, you should take a couple of seconds to go and subscribe to the channel. It helps me massively as a new YouTuber, and I'm going to be putting out videos just like this one in the near future. On to our number 2 spot, we're going to have the DeLorean from Back to the Future, or as LEGO has decided to name it, the Time Machine from Back to the Future. I'm not really a fan of the Speed Champions theme, but this set is just absolutely amazing in every aspect. LEGO somehow managed to capture so much detail in such a small build. And of course, everybody likes the Back to the Future DeLorean, so it's really hard to dislike this set even if it wasn't nearly as detailed. Another great feature about this is the fact that it includes 2 minifigures when the Speed Champion line usually only includes 1, and these 2 are very detailed minifigures. Doc Brown looks awesome, and Marty actually has this really cool puffer jacket piece that is not present in the $200 version. Looking back at the set itself, it's actually so impressive that they managed to put so much detail into this set, especially when there's only 357 pieces. Moving on to the number 1 set of January and a contender for one of the best sets of the year, we're gonna have the Creel House. If you've watched any of my other videos, you would know I'm a pretty big fan of Stranger Things, as well as a pretty big fan of this set. Now, the minifigure lineup is a little lackluster in my opinion, but there are some really good ones, like Vecna. He looks absolutely amazing, and he's the best minifigure out of the Stranger Things line. Moving on to the build, we have two really cool looking cars that are included with the Creel house, one of them being the Squawk radio station van, and the other one being Steve's Beamer, or BMW. While I think it is a pretty good looking build, I think the Squawk radio station van just looks way cooler. Heading over to the build itself, it's got a lot that both LEGO fans and Stranger Things fans can appreciate. There's a lot of details from the show that a lot of Stranger Things fans are going to really like in it, but more importantly, the build is really unique. The LEGO designers somehow managed to make this set pull apart, which looks super cool. The set essentially has 3 different ways to display it. 1, you can display it just like in its basic form where it's all boarded up. 2, you could take off the boards and just have it displayed like the original Creel house without any of the damage or anything. And 3, you could display it pulled apart, which in my opinion is probably the best way to display it. My favorite thing about the set though is that when you pull it apart, it actually shows the grandfather clock that's iconic to season 4. Unfortunately for me, I haven't had the pleasure of building this set yet. I've only been able to watch other people build it and talk about it, but from what I've seen, I absolutely love everything it has to offer. I wouldn't be surprised if this set ends up making it into my top 5 sets of 2026. So now that we've reached the end of the video, I want to know what you think about my top 5 list. Would you have ranked these 5 sets differently, or would you have included other things in your top 5? Thank you so much for watching. You should leave a comment letting me know what you want to see next for a top 5 or top 10 on my channel. And of course, you should like and subscribe because I upload 3 to 4 times a week.